Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Baraton TV, here and hereafter. This is the exclusive panel. And of course, this is on a Thursday. Today, we're going to have a very interesting group in here. In fact, let me just begin by saying this. This special group actually, or rather this post, actually, we have 5 contestants. But today in studio, I'll only be interviewing 2. This is an exclusive panel, and things better be exclusive. Where are the 3? Before we move far, School of Science and Technology is a group that I'm going to be interviewing this evening. I've been asking myself, Pythagoras theory, how is it going to help me? I've been asking myself, at least force of gravity makes a lot of sense. These people in here, the leaders, are really going to convince me that finding X wasn't actually hard. It's going to be easy. Let's see whether they're going to find this X in the equation. 5y plus 2x plus x is equals to 25. What is the answer? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the exclusive panel. This is School of Science. Let me introduce the panelists. Good morning. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to this great interview.
Thank you for
Please
the
introduce
privilege.
yourselves. Tell us your name, your department, and why you guys are here.
Okay, first to start, my name is FREDRICK. I'm coming from the Department of Science and Technology, pursuing a degree in pure mathematics.
Pure mathematics.
Yes, pure maths.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here because I have to answer some of the questions about the department and what is for the department, what is for the students there, and what is not happening that must be there for the betterment of the student.
Okay.
Yes, mine is as simple as such.
Thank you very much, OCHIENG Frederick.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next candidate.
Okay, thank you. My name is Peter CHEGE from the School of Science and Technology, majoring in automotive engineering. I'm here today to represent my people, scientists and technologists. And I hope the session will be wonderful. And I'm feeling so comfortable to be here to represent scientists, because life is all about science and technology. And I would like to thank you for your invitation. And I'm waiting for various questions concerning the wonderful School of Science and Technology,
Right.
where we produce scientists and technologists. If it is designers, we have designers. And if it is about nutrition, we have nutritionists. Those guys who always deal with what we eat. And that is why I do conclude by saying that life is all about science and technology.
Right.
And that is why we are here. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Life is all about science and technology. This is getting more interesting than I thought.
Yeah.
This is exclusive panel. Let's begin with you.
Yes.
You've talked about being a scientist.
Yeah.
Let's hear whether your slogan goes in line
Yes.
with the science that you represent.
Yes. First,
What
my
is your- what-
my
please
slogan.
Tell us what your slogan is and explain to us what it means.
Yeah.
If it needs explanation.
My slogan is be the change
Be the change.
that you want to see in this world.
What is the science in this change?
Yeah. Having change is all about what we have today and what we expect to see in future.
Okay.
First, as I said when I was beginning, having scientists and technologists well equipped with theory and practical. Because when we say we are technologists and scientists, it's all about practicals. It's not about theory. The world there is competitive. There is a stiff competition there concerning scientists and technology, because whatever we have today is the change. And we want to witness that change before we go out of Baraton.
Okay.
If there is something that we can do to improve, we want to lower our expectation and improve on realistic. What is reality? We don't have this, and we should have this. So I have used my slogan not to convince my people, because they know who is their leader. You know, having people in university, they have a wide mind. Their thinking capacity is not like the other people. So I don't expect to come and convince somebody from science and technology and say, I want you to be a better you, or we want to have a better Baraton, of which we have to start today. If you want to become a scientist in future, you have to begin it here in university. That is why I have used my slogan, you be the change. You be that scientist. Be that technology who is competing with other students or other graduates from other universities.
Okay.
So when we become better, so that betterness or the product, you don't have to go and witness what somebody else have done. Do it. Witness by yourself.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Please tell us, what is your slogan and what does it mean?
Okay, my slogan is change the narrative.
Change the narrative.
Change the narrative.
Explain to me the science in this narrative.
The science in this, you know all about, science is all about the research, and science is just like a linguistic. It keeps on changing. When you do research on one thing today, then you do another research tomorrow, then you want to get the same thing. Is just stagnant. It keeps on changing, and for the betterment of the future. You know, the whole world is driven by the technology and science in it. This, to say this, technology is the researchers who make every machine that drives the whole world. Even as we are here, I know 90% of the technologians do take part into this audiovisual. So to change the narrative, let's start here in the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton. We are based on theories, and this is not the way to go by the people of scientists. We must have a well-organized and equipped instruments for this, our course, which is science. We must be the drivers for this world.
Okay.
With the theory, we can't do it, but we must research. Then we must do a thorough research. In the school, if we have labs for the research, I think it's one door. And the students are over 100 into that department. Getting enough time to do that research to assist in change of the world is a little bit hectic. We're the intellectual moguls, in which we will assume that these things we know, but the real part we don't know. You can't use a drug. You can't prescribe a drug for the patients in a wrong way. Then you expect this patient to be healed.
Okay.
In this department, we have biologists. We have where food is produced, the agricultural departments. We have where we calculate these chemicals where we produce food. We have the chemists where we make every chemicals that runs the world.
Yes.
Without chemicals, we cannot do, and without food, we can't survive.
Okay.
So, we must change the narrative in that we must have equipped elements to assist us in what we are doing. We must know that we are doing the reality. We are not doing theory. We are not like other courses where they can do theory, then they still survive and thrive into this world of today. We are in a digitalized world, and we need something that can help us go forward. Another thing, movements from one place to another, communication, is right from this our department. Yes, electronics are made onto this department. We have students pursuing degree in their electronics, and we must have a clear channel of communication for us to be into this world. So I think to change this narrative, we must talk about the fact we want these equipments so that we can do our research. We help the world. We take part in changes that are occurring in the world.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So be the narrative.
Change the narrative.
Be the change is
Be
actually
the
yours.
change.
And yours is
Then
change the narrative. And you've talked so much about scientists. You've talked about your department, or rather your school, being one department that actually focuses so much on technology and the sciences. Let's narrow down to this. Food production is actually part of science. Do you agree with me?
I agree.
Okay. Now, we have students, or rather every student in this university actually goes through agriculture. They go and they are taught how to do farming, how to do food production. You agree with me, right?
Yeah.
Agree.
Now, I want you to tell me, why is it that this university still buys food from outside? Where is the problem? Let's go with you, OCHIENG.
Okay. You know, you cannot keep you can't put